Hello and welcome back if you're new here. My name is Marvelous Marva, and today I wanted to talk about change. So I titled today's episode, Change is Inevitable. Embrace it and life will feel easier. So what does this even mean? So if you're alive and you're human and you've been, walking through this journey called life, you have definitely seen and experienced change. Change is happening around us all day, every day, from one moment to the next moment. Nothing ever stays the same. And if it appears that it's staying the same, it's just because we're convincing ourselves that things don't change. There's so many micro shifts underneath the surface that we're not even completely aware of. It's something we've been experiencing our entire lives. I look at people like my grandkids and I see how the adults are constantly moving around and shifting, and we're always doing this and always doing that. And for, my grandkids or small children, they are just kind of like in the shuffle with us. Like they may want to do this one thing, but they end up not doing the one thing that they want to do because the grown-ups have something else that they want to do. So kids are constantly having to deal with change. And so we can learn from kids and we can embrace change like they do. Sure, there are kids that cry and throw a tantrum like, I don't want to take a bath. I don't want to go to the store. Well, wait a minute. Most kids want to go to the store, but a lot of kids, I don't want to eat vegetables. Like, we can watch the kids do that, and then we can kind of think about ourselves. So change is coming up. We've been at a job for like 1,000 years, exaggeration, but we've been at a job for a very long time, and we know that we're frustrated with the job. It's not like the job is doing anything to us personally, but inside we're just like, I'm over this. This is so boring or frustrating, or I keep coming in and it's the same day in, day out. Wanda has a new story to tell me. Jackie is always frustrated at this person. It all feels the same. Inside, we're screaming for change, but sometimes we want to just hold ourselves down. And holding ourselves down and forcing ourselves to stay in something that we know that, it has already past the time, the expiration date's already passed, but we're still there, is not good. And what usually ends up happening is the longer we stay in something, eventually, the way how our universe is set up, it will push us out of that thing that we're so frustrated with, unless we just completely hold on for dear life, and then that just puts us more in frustration. I thought this was good to talk about because I have been making lots of changes, and a lot of people have been making lots of changes around me, and I feel like it's a good thing. It's better to change. And I'm not going to say better or not better, but honestly, if we plant a seed, do we expect that seed to grow? Do we expect it to just stay a seed, to not change? No. So we're planting these ideas in our head, I want to do this. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a content creator, because that's one of the most popular things that most people want to be. I want to be a creative person, an artist, a dancer, whatever it is that you want to be. You want to be all those things, but at the same time, you have to remember you're planting these seeds. So when you're saying these things that you want to be, then around you, there's going to be subtle shifts, subtle changes. And those changes, when they come up, we can either be frustrated and cry and kick and say, no, I don't want to change. I want to stay doing the same boring thing I've been doing for this whole time. Or we can maybe cry a little bit, give ourselves some compassion and say, sure, it's going to feel scary as heck. I really don't want to make a change, but I guess so. I guess I'll change. And then we can just embrace it and allow the change to occur. Allow the shifts to occur. I hope that this is making sense, because sometimes I feel like when I talk, it's a little bit coded. Like, I understand what I'm saying, and if you're like me, you probably do too, but if you're not like me, then you probably don't understand what I'm saying. But yeah, basically, I'm just saying to embrace change. It's inevitable, and it's actually a good thing. If we always stay the same, then there's no room for improvement. There's no room for growth. Like, you can't grow by just staying the same. A baby is a baby, and then a baby learns to crawl. Sometimes babies even skip the crawling phase and learn to walk. We all had to go through those steps of like being uncomfortable. Yes, we want to be held all day by our moms and like, you know, be a baby, but at the same time, we also want to be free and explore the world and see what we can get into and destroy and build up and create. Like, we want to do all of it. So as an adult now, we just have to remind ourselves that it's okay to change. It's okay to change. And to remember that it's okay to fail. Honestly, there's no such thing as failure, because everything is just a learning lesson. We're here learning. We're not here like getting grades. The only people that were giving us grades were in school, you know, our teachers, and maybe our peers. Now we can think that our peers are giving us grades, but honestly, if you look past all that and realize that your peers are just doing the best that they're trying, that they can too, then you can take the pressure off of yourself and know that your peers are not really that concerned with you. Everyone's concerned with themselves, and everyone is just doing the best that they can. I think that it's good to know that change is inevitable and to embrace the change that's happening, and you'll be proud of yourself for embracing it. And I'm not saying for anyone that is dealing with job things where you're thinking about changing jobs, I'm not saying for anyone to go out there and just like quit their job and try to figure things out. You know, you can still take aligned action. You can still ask the universe and allow God to like line things up the way they're supposed to. But once you decide in your mind that you're okay with change and you're going to embrace it, then all of the things that you want will start to fill in without you even having to go to a boss and say, hey, I want to quit. It's all just going to work out. That's basically how life is. And last week's episode was actually thinking about things not working out and realizing that things always work out. So whatever change is coming up for you, embrace it. Go towards it. Open yourself up to it. Allow it. Allow the change. You'll feel better for doing so. You won't have that feeling of regret. You know, that feeling like if you're on your deathbed, they say if you're on your deathbed, you're not going to say, I wish I would have worked that same job that I've been working for umpteen years. You're going to say, you know, I'm glad that I embraced this change and that change, and I climbed this mountain, and I explored this area, and I met these new people. And like, without change, you cannot grow and expand. Change is important. Don't hold yourself back. Don't let others hold you back. Stay focused. Plant your seeds inside your heart. Tell the universe what it is that you want, and allow everything else to just work itself out. It's always going to work itself out. So with that being said, if you enjoyed today's episode, if you got anything out of it, please share this episode with anyone that you think could benefit from remembering that it's okay to change. Comment if you have something to share about changes that you've gone through recently and how you were able to navigate that and how you feel now being on the other side. Or even if you're afraid to change, you know, maybe there's someone else out there like you that's afraid to change, and we just need to know that it's okay. We're not alone. We can change, and the universe is going to catch us on the other side. We're not going to be, you know, just left trying to figure it out and things are going to be falling apart around us. It's not going to be like that. Trust me. So wherever you are, whether it's morning, noon, or night, have a good one until next time.